All right. Well, welcome to Tiffany's Talk Show with your host, Tiffany Xia. No, just kidding. Well, welcome everybody to where I interview some entrepreneurs, small business owners, side hustlers, And today we have a very special guest and a very special topic that we're going to talk about. It's really exciting actually for me. So our special guest is somebody that I've known for years now, and who I'm really good friends with. We've gone through a lot of ups and downs. His dad is a doctor, has his own clinic, and he also has studied nutrition in college. So that's where I'm alluding to is basically we're going to be talking about nutrition and supplementation. So everyone give me a warm welcome to Leandro Silva. Yay! We don't really have a live audience, so I'm just going to be clapping for everybody.
Well, hello everyone that watches this video in the future, and thank you, Tiffany, for the great introduction. I felt like I was on TV for a minute.
Oh, sweet. That means my job is done. Okay, well, Leandro, let's start off with some of the basic questions. Is nutrition. Why is nutrition so important?
Well, when you narrow it down to like the basic as possible, right, as simple as possible, nutrition is important because anything that you're putting into your body is what you're gonna eventually turn into tissue, right? The building blocks that you give your body is what your body's gonna have available to, make the cells that it needs to make, right? So the better ingredients, the better nutrients that you take in, whether it's through your food or through supplementation, the more chances you're gonna give your body to create healthy tissue, right? So the better the nutrients you give it, the healthier you're gonna be in return.
Mm. And why is it important to be healthy? In your opinion?
That's an interesting way to ask. I guess, right, just to be happy. If you really want to be happy, you have to be healthy first. If you're an unhealthy person, if you're not getting a lot of sleep, right, if you're stressed out all the time, your body is going to return that to you in the manner of you're going to be cranky, you're going to be sleepy, you're not going to be enjoying life as you should, right? And of course, we want to be healthier to live as long as we possibly can, and still be able to function even though we get older.
Yeah, quality of life is very important. Like you could be 50, 60 years old, which now I don't think is that old anymore, but you could be 50, 60 and like be a vegetable. You know what I mean? And it's just like, why should, well, not like saying like, why should you be living, but more like, like if you did take care of your health, you'd be enjoying your life a lot more, like you were saying, life would be a lot better. So that comes to the question of like, should people take supplements?
I definitely think, especially if you live, for most of us, if you live in the United States and you live like in a city, if you're not growing your own foods, most of us probably do need to take some type of supplement, right? I understand if maybe you have a farm, you grow your own food, you grow your own veggies, you use the best quality soil to grow your vegetables and raise your food. Maybe then you might not need supplements, but for the majority of us that just get our stuff from the grocery store, chances are we do need to take supplements because the food that we're eating just doesn't have the nutrients that our body requires in it, right? So yeah, short answer, everybody, I think, I would say I live in the Metro Atlanta area. If you live in the Metro Atlanta area, you probably do need to take supplements.
Right. Yeah. It's definitely not the healthiest environment to be in. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I agree. Like with especially like nowadays, like the way that our food is grown, it's like mass production, right? And like the soil is not as nutritious as it was like 60 years ago. Well, actually like 30, 60 years ago. as well as our environment. I feel like our environment is a lot more polluted nowadays than it was before.
Especially if you live in the metro Atlanta area and you're stuck in traffic. Yeah, definitely. But
Inhaling all of
also,
that.
aside from the soil and stuff like that, I think most of our food either comes from like the state of Florida or California or somewhere far away from you. So on top of maybe not the soil being the greatest, like most of our food has to be cut fairly early in its life, right? So it hasn't had the time to develop and to develop the nutrients that our body needs. So you don't even get the benefit, even if you're eating a lot of healthy foods, you're not getting the maximum benefit you could get from them. So yeah.
Very true. All right. So what are some of like the basic supplements everyone should take? If you're not, I mean, yeah, just if what should everyone be taking?
Just based on the people that I see around me and a lot of my customers, I would say one of the most important ones is that I'm almost positive everybody needs is vitamin B complex, right? Just for the fact that your body uses it fairly quickly. And also most people are stressed out, right? Most people are running all over the place, deadlines, kids, all these things that we have to go through on a daily basis. And we burn through B vitamins fairly quickly. And if you're not eating like the leafy dark greens and things like that have a lot of these B vitamins, your body begins to get depleted pretty quickly, right? So I would say one of the most basic ones that everybody needs to take is a B complex. They sell B vitamins out there like separately, like you could buy B12, B whatever, but I think it's best to take it in a B complex because a lot of these B vitamins come from the same foods, right? So if you're not eating this particular food and you're depleted on B12, you're probably missing a lot of the other B vitamins as well, right? So it's better to take a B complex, and at the end of the day, the function that they have in the body, they end up working together anyway, right? So you want to make sure that you're taking them together. One of my favorite supplements to recommend to people is also an omega-3 supplement, which is great for pretty much all ages, right? Like for small children and little kids, omega-3s is very important for brain development. For people like in middle age or older, it's very important for their heart health, and also later on in life, it's also again very important for your brain health, right? So B complex, omega-3, a high quality omega-3. Right now, since most of us are having to deal with this pandemic, you want to make sure that your immune system is optimal. So I would say vitamin D, a good quality vitamin D as well. And of course, like the basic things like a multivitamin and things like that. So there's a lot of different supplements, a lot of different nutrients out there that do the body good. But I think it's always good to work from the basics. And then if you want to get to something more specific, of course, there's a lot of stuff out there that is beneficial.
Yeah. So the foundation, if you're not taking supplements right now, is basically multivitamin, vitamin B complex, vitamin D, and omega-3s.
Yeah, correct. That's what I would recommend to someone.
Okay, awesome. And do you think that all supplements are equal?
No, I think with like anything out there, right? You pay for what you're getting, right? So I've been in the nutritional supplement business for close to 9 years now. And before that, I've seen my dad work with a lot of different products in his clinic. And I could definitely tell you that not all supplements are created equal, right? Of course, like anything else, if something is very cheap, that should be a red flag. In Facebook and Instagram right now, like it's really popular, the red flag thing. If something is extremely cheap, it should be a red flag, right? You want to be careful of what you put in your body. You don't want to add, red flag. You don't want to add or cause more harm by taking something that's not a good quality nutrient then instead of helping, you're going to be harming your body, right? So I don't think all supplements are created equal. So doing your research is very important when it comes to picking the supplement that you're going to take.
Yeah. So what supplements do you take? I know the answer because you take a lot. You've told me you've taken a lot. But what are some brands that would you recommend for like high quality supplements?
So the main brand that I work with, that I sell either through my website or through my dad's clinic, is also what I take personally. And it is also what I trust my family to take, right? I meant to say a disclaimer when we first started that I do have a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. So if at any point they jump in the video and like tackle me or something, my apologies. I have no control over that. But coming back to the supplements, I'm very careful with what I take and put into my body, as well as what I give to my kids, right? And my girlfriend and everything. So the company that I work with and the supplements that I take daily for the most part is this one called Isotonics. I don't know why it's getting blurry right there, but we'll put a link or something to the video. But it's called Isotonics, and the reason why I like to take that supplement, this little packet in particular is it's a very thin powder that you just mix with water and drink it in the morning, right, on an empty stomach. But this little packet has a B complex, a multivitamin, it has calcium, and it also has anti-inflammatory on it, right? So one, it's very convenient to just take this. The delivery method, or the amount of nutrients that your body's actually going to absorb so it could use, is very high compared to when you take a lot of the other supplements that come in like a pill or a capsule. And most importantly is the quality of the nutrients and the testing that goes into the product by the company. The company is Market America, and they are headquartered in Greensboro, North Carolina. But I've personally been to their warehouse and everything. I see how they package the product. I know that the type of testing they do for quality, purity, all of those things. So this is my favorite brand when it comes to supplements. It is what I recommend to my customers the most as well.
Awesome. So now I just kind of ran out of questions, but but how do you think that these supplements have like helped you personally and your family?
I'll tell you a short story. The main reason why I decided to carry this line of products is because before I sold these products, I was actually a customer for my brother. I have a younger brother who is autistic. He was diagnosed when he was around 2.5 or so. And he's been taking the omega-3, the fish oil product for kids for a few years now. And we've been able to see firsthand the benefit that it's had on him since he started taking it to now when he continues to take it, right? So I've seen the benefit that it gave my brother, which in return now most of my customers are moms who have kids with autism, right? Because I have no problem sharing the product. I 100% believe in the product because I have seen the benefit that it gave my brother. So at the very first thing is I believe in the product, right? So I kind of lost. I went into the store. I lost like the.
It's okay.
Yeah.
But I was like that's amazing. And yeah, and then what I was asking you also is like how do you think it benefited you to, like, in regards to taking that supplement?
Well, me, like, especially this last couple of years, I've been, working very hard in my business. I also run an interpreting business. So the biggest benefit that I've gotten from the products is the energy that I'm able to have during the day, even though it's not healthy, but even though I'm running on very little sleep for most days, I'm able to have energy and I'm able to have focus throughout the day, right? So it's helped me in that way. And also I know it's not healthy for me to sleep so little at the moment. So I do what I can to help my body, to help my liver detox the toxins that accumulate because of not getting so much sleep. So I definitely think I feel better than if I wasn't taking the supplements, right?
Yeah, that's
So,
super important. I think a lot of people nowadays, they lack energy,
yeah,
they lack focus. Like that is what they need. And that's why I feel like coffee is number one in America because
yeah.
it's like it gives you that energy and focus. But the downside with coffee is that there's like a very hard crash. And I know for me personally, like
Mhm.
I feel it within like 2 to 4 hours. Like
Yeah,
I feel like crashing, and it's worse than when I originally take coffee. You know what I mean? Like the crash of it makes me more tired, more exhausted. But I do take the same things that you did that you recommended, and I do feel a difference as well. So yeah, it's been very beneficial. So you guys, if you need some energy and focus, like definitely check out isotonics for that. And we can also send you out some samples, and I'll also leave a link for Leandro's shop and his online business, so you can go and check out all those supplements. There's a lot of like little studies on there, and like what is it, clinical studies, right? As well as like other like maybe FAQs on there that you guys can check out. So
yeah.
Leandro, you said want to say something?
Yeah, we did a very good job in our website to lay all the information out there. We, like you said, we link all the science that proves why the products are beneficial. So just click on the link, go play around, see if there's something you like. We're more than happy to send anyone samples if you're interested on trying the product before you even decide to make a purchase or not. Um, but even if you end up deciding not to try my product, definitely look into supplements, right? Look into um, making sure that your body is getting all the nutrients that it requires, because chances are that you're probably not, right? So from doing
So yeah, that's a really great question. And some other questions that came to my mind is so I recently got married, and now we're looking to have kids, right? So what would you recommend for women who are pregnant? Like, would you recommend them to take supplements, and if so, like what kinds?
yeah, so if you're trying to get pregnant or if you're pregnant already, it's a good idea to take a prenatal multivitamin. So
Mm.
um, there's a lot out there already, but definitely take a good quality prenatal multivitamin. We do have one in the isotonics line, specific to women that are pregnant or trying to get pregnant. And these are just going to give you like nutrient specific to what is required to grow a healthy baby, right? Um, I definitely would look into a good quality omega-3 product. With this one though, you do want to be very careful because
Okay.
omega-3 products are probably one of the more popular products that you'll see in Walmart. Anywhere you go, you'll probably see a omega-3 product,
Oh
but you
yeah.
do want to be careful that it is um, like a good quality omega-3 product, like no mercury, no heavy metals, no toxins, all of those things, right? Because at the end of the day, your baby is going to absorb all of these nutrients. So even though it's so important for a growing like fetus, a growing baby, you do want to make sure that you're taking a good quality one. And then lastly, just from what I've seen with a lot of my customers is if you're deficient on some vitamins, minerals, or even protein, after you have the baby, I have seen people that come to me where they're having, not people, women that come to me where they're having like a hair loss, right? So a
Oh
lot of the
wow.
times, like you're giving so much of the nutrients, you're giving so much of yourself to the baby that your
Mm,
body starts to show the results, right? So definitely
yeah.
a good protein, whether it's a protein shake or good sources of protein through your diet, you definitely want to make sure that you're getting enough protein as well.
Oh my gosh, that's so good to know. Because I feel like I don't intake enough protein in my diet.
Yeah,
Um,
for a lot of women, they'll start seeing this like six months after they give birth.
Mm.
they'll have a lot of like hair loss.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's really good to know. And then I had some other questions too. So for prenatal, well, so basically you're saying that I should be taking prenatal right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get a head start.
Yeah, prenatal right now, prenatal during the pregnancy, and then prenatal after as well, right?
Yes.
Okay, just prenatal all around. All right. And so why do people say like when you're pregnant, like don't eat seafood?
Because of the same reason that I mentioned with the fish oil. So a lot
Mhm.
of seafood, a lot of fish and things like that, they tend to accumulate a lot of specifically like mercury, right, in their flesh,
Okay.
and therefore in their oil. So that is definitely something that you don't want to pass on to your baby.
Mm.
Um, I'm not sure about the other brands that are out there. I'm sure there's other quality um, fish oils out there. I know for the brand that we use and that we carry, they go through a lot of different testing and filtration methods to make sure that there's no mercury in the fish oil. Therefore, it's safe for pregnant women to take it. My girlfriend took it for during both of her pregnancies, and I mean everything was
Here it
fine.
is,
Yeah.
fine. Okay. Well,
And
that's
she had
good.
no hair loss either.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm definitely be taking that. Did you mention the brand?
So our brand is called Heart Health. I don't actually have a bottle right here, but I take this little package, right? Where's it? They come in this little package as well.
Yeah.
One tip though, for women who are pregnant, a lot of times they're very sensitive, like their palate and they're like they have a lot of gag
Mm,
reflexes.
yeah.
So a lot of times they're not going to be willing to take this little fish oil capsule.
Yeah.
So our kids fish oil is a great alternative because it's an emulsion, right? So it's kind of like you're drinking like yogurt, and it actually tastes pretty good. It's mango flavored, so it's a lot better than taking the adult version, right? As far as actually taking it and not having to gag or not being able to swallow that big pill. So that's one thing that some of my customers that were pregnant did. Instead of taking the adult one, they go with the kids one because it's just a lot easier and more pleasant to take.
Mm, good points. Yeah, I forgot about that gag reflex. Oh my gosh, and the
Yeah.
sensitivity to everything. Ah, looking forward to that. I know, like you mentioned, that your brother is autistic, and you also mentioned that your brother took or takes fish oil. Is there anything else for people who have like autistic kids that, besides fish oil, is there anything else that they should be taking?
Yeah, definitely for most like through my brother's journey, we've met a lot of families with kids with autism or that are on the spectrum. The biggest thing that I've noticed is one, they're very picky eaters, right? So they're definitely not going to be getting all of the nutrients that they need just for the fact that they don't eat a lot of things, right? My brother, for example, uh, he'll eat apples, he'll eat carrots, and he'll eat like chicken that's cooked in a very specific way. But he's definitely not getting all of his greens. He's definitely not
Mm,
eating different types of protein. So we do have a kids multivitamin as well. And then also we do have a kids product that is a digestive enzyme that also comes with probiotics in it. So that just assures that everything that they're eating, everything that they're consuming, that is getting digested properly, and also with the probiotics in there, you're making sure that they have a healthy gut and that their immune system is working better than it would be if you weren't taking the product, right? Um, this tends to happen, or it tends to be an issue whenever they're used to eating the same thing over and over, and you introduce something different into their stomach. It tends to cause some problems, right? So digestive enzymes with probiotics is also a good one on top of the fish oil and the multivitamin. And then the other one would be a product called OPC3, which I'll just leave it at OPC3, right? You guys can research
Yeah.
the long name is oligomeric proanthocyanidins. But if
Oh,
you look up
say that 3 times fast.
oligomeric proanthocyanidins, but if you look up OPCs, you'll find, and it's actually one of the most studied nutrients out there, right? So it is a really strong anti-inflammatory, natural anti-inflammatory that you get from like grapeseed or pine bark. But it is very concentrated and it is very good for inflammation, right? So another thing that I notice is a lot of kids with autism, they'll also have like other inflammatory conditions, right? So they'll have they're either very allergic to pollen or other certain things. They'll have eczema. So just things that inflammatory responses that your body has. So that product is also very good for them. My brother did suffer from eczema in his younger years. He no longer does. But I've also had a lot of customers with allergies that it helps them. So you know, going through life and trying to adjust, like when you're in the spectrum, it's hard enough, right? Like you from what I've noticed with my brother, you're like, you live life a very different way than everyone else, right? You might be very high functioning, you might be a great person, but it always feels like my brother is like, man, why are they doing this, right? Or why does this matter to them, right? So if you're able to make them healthy, that is something that I think would be very good for anyone who has a family member on the spectrum to provide, especially with their nutrition, man. My brother, we struggled a lot through his eating habits, so it was very good to find things that would actually help.
Yeah. Well, that was very insightful, Leandro. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tiffany.
And what are some supplements that people should take if they are looking to improve their gut? Because I know gut health is like really, I don't know, popular. A lot of people are interested in learning more about that.
Before, as somebody who sells supplements, I always say the very first thing that you want to do is make sure you're eating healthy or as healthy as possible, right? At the end of the day, these are supplements, right? So they're only going to supplement your eating habits. So I would suggest everybody to make sure that they're, one, drinking enough water, and two, most people are not consuming enough fiber, right? So it is very hard for your gut, for your digestive tract to be healthy if you're dehydrated and if you're not consuming enough fiber. So I would suggest everyone to start by drinking more water and also start eating more leafy greens or foods with a lot of fiber on them. After that, probiotics are very essential to being healthy. And then digestive enzymes as well. If you have trouble breaking down a particular type of food, like a lot of people are lactose intolerant, whatever the case might be, if you have a particular food that you're always eating, but you realize that your stomach always struggles to break it down, digestive enzymes is something that would help your body break it down. That way you're not like forcing it, right? So yeah, just consume more fiber, and then digestive enzymes and probiotics are very important.
Yeah. What do you think is a good amount of water to take every day?
I think I always try to go for a gallon, but to be honest, I weigh 180 pounds at the moment, right? I always try to go for a gallon, but I do feel like sometimes I'm forcing myself to drink water, which I think your body, if you're giving it enough water, your body's pretty good at telling you the stuff that it needs or when you need something, right? So I would say I'm trying to like think of a number in like fluid ounces. I think it's the equation that they use is half of your body weight in ounces is what you want to be going for in water.
Okay.
I'll double check that and make sure, but I think that's what they recommend. But I think when you're not drinking enough water, your lips will get dry, like you'll
Your
get headaches,
skin.
your skin, yeah, right. And then you will also know if you're drinking too much water, right? So your body is our body is great at telling us what we need and what we don't need. But as far as I think that's the equation that they use, half of your body weight in ounces is what you want to go for. This, I think I do want to post one question, Tiffany, for people that
Sure.
watch this is, what's stopping you if you're not taking supplements at the moment? What is a concern that you have, or why don't you want to take supplements, right?
Mm,
So whether it's you don't believe in it, they're not FDA approved, maybe it's a financial situation. What is stopping you from trying or taking supplements at the moment? So if anybody that watches this would like to answer the question in the comments, I do want to know why more people aren't taking supplements.
that's such a good question. Because you and I are both like pro supplements,
Yes.
but we know that there's another side where like there's some people on the other side that are like, yeah, I don't do that. Like I don't take that for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, I think that's about it. I do have a lot more questions, but we're running out of time. So so we're just gonna cut it off here. Well, thank you so much, Leandro, for doing this, like coming on here, answering my questions. It wasn't really anyone else's questions. It was just my questions. So yeah, if anyone has like any other questions that they are interested in asking that I didn't ask, then also feel free to comment down below. And we will certainly get your message across to Leandro because he is way more knowledgeable than I am. And so thank you everyone for like watching, and hope you guys have a good day or night, whatever time zone you're in.
Awesome. Thank you, Tiffany.
All right. Thank you. Bye, everybody.